Hi guys, so this is just a quick update on keeping you up to speed with how people are making money out of foods in Africa on the various social media platforms. Um, there are a lot of ways people are taking advantage of others to get their monies, but in this particular episode, I'll only focus on the area of higher education and professional courses and programs. I'm using fools here in the context of economics. For those of us who are hearing this term for the first time, I'm borrowing this term fools from the greater fool theory, which proposes that greater fools generally are impatient investors who are, attracted to stocks that are popular or hot. Their concern is not mainly in the steady or consistent returns or value of stocks. Just to break this down in a second, the fools being referred to here are opportunistic people who, have money but only choose to invest in companies that are seen to be performing well in the short term with the hope of sharing in the profits of such companies without taking some time to, investigate the actual performance of the company to be sure they are very sustainable. These people are later fooled and they lose huge sums of money after the true performance of the companies begin to show up. Let me also reiterate that good investors are not, carried away by short-term performances of companies. The above discussion is exactly what is happening on social media these days. People, do nines and catchy flyers, adverts about university programs and professional courses and push them down through, paid and sponsored media campaigns on social media. Most of these educational promotions are usually powered by forces abroad and or a team of foreign people and their local representatives in Africa. They price their programs at very cheap costs compared to the original and then most acceptable courses, which are usually quoted in United States dollars, euros or pounds, and target large audiences in Africa as they know most currencies in Africa are weaker against these foreign currencies and always have affordability issues. These guys are also highly aware of Africans' appetites for foreign programs and certificates and capitalizes on these. They also for sure knows that most Africans do not like to read and will not take some time to scrutinize their institutions, courses, and programs before subscribing to them. They also know that most Africans also focus too much on the cost of the programs and use the low pricing strategy as a form of bait. Due to these, two or three people can just come together to create a website and find a nice and catchy name for it and call it a school with no proper accreditation and or operational licenses. In other words, they have no foundation at all to operate as a school. There are several thousands of foreign schools advertising and running promotions on social media that do not have accreditations and licenses. And there are, of course, several hundreds and thousands of Africans who have and are subscribing to these schools ignorantly. Other people also sit in their rooms and put one or two pieces together and start advertising on social media as a masterclass course and then provide certificates at the end of those so-called courses. Let me emphasize that whenever you subscribe and do some of these courses and programs, I mean, it's equivalent to just throwing your money away in the gutter, as the certificates you get in the end are worthless and won't be accepted by a lot of companies or institutions. Hence, you have indirectly been defrauded or duped by these online schools. Just imagine wasting 2 years in an unaccredited online school for a diploma certificate only to be told by a local university that the certificate is not credible and that it can be relied on for you to continue your education. The trick is that some of these online schools do not require so much from you in order to get enrolled. In other words, they don't really scrutinize your high school program and look at the grades before accepting you in some of their programs. So the cutoff to enter or get enrolled for some of these online courses are very easier compared to local universities. So some people might want to, take the route of getting a 2 year online diploma, hoping that with that footing or foundation, they might get enrolled in a local university to, attain a degree as a form of top up. It is not so uncommon to find some degrees, PhDs and other certificates being withdrawn lately in some African countries after, their holders were told the institutions and programs were not accredited after they were subjected to high level of scrutiny by the local educational authorities. To avoid falling prey to these fraudulent acts, don't always be carried away by the price of the programs being advertised on social media. Please take some time to visit the school or program's website and read more about their accreditation and partnerships. Where these are not available on their website, you could email the school or provide program owners to find out more about it and request for evidence of their accreditation. Just an example, I wrote to one institution last month on the same accreditation issue, and they provided feedback that they are in the process of securing an accreditation and license for their courses and programs, and institution as well, as this process usually takes some time. The question I was asking myself was that, how can a whole school be advertising programs and courses, including first degree and master's degrees, without an accreditation and license? How about if the license and accreditation verdict, come after some time when people have already graduated from the school and the school was denied such accreditation or license? What what then becomes of their certificate? Your guess is as good as mine. Also, when it comes to professional courses, please, spend some time on which course you want to take. They do not come cheap, I must say. Um, there are accredited bodies and organizations that run those courses that you would want to undertake. Don't let someone on social media advertising the course at a quarter of the price, take advantage of you and dupe you and, give you a fake certificate, which will not be globally accepted. I'll come back with, a lot of these schemes on social media and how we can overcome them. Until then, thanks for watching.